What is up, everybody? Welcome back to America's favorite live stream. That's here, Mike Drub Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, welcome to Steel City Live. Let's dive in and talk some football here today. And do the Pittsburgh Steelers have to have an absolute perfect offseason? That seems to be the headline from a couple people out there in Steelers world. It's like, did they watch Mike Drop Sports or something? Because we talked about that yesterday. What's up, guys, in the chat? Seeing you. We talked about that. We've been talking about that for weeks. And I've said it over and over. The answer to that question is yes. And they have to execute perfectly. This AFC North is going to be one in which there's a lot of fluctuation in 2025. The Browns going through a tumultuous situation right now with Deshaun Watson and getting his pay under control in terms of their financial obligation to him. The Bengals coming off of that season where they had no defense really to speak of, but were able to turn it around there at the end. The Ravens being the Ravens. Lamar Jackson great in the regular season, stumbles in the postseason. But yet the Steelers find themselves as that team that had that death grip on the AFC North at 10-3. Really just dominating the division in real Steeler fashion of old, and fell apart with a 5-game losing streak to end out the season. And they find themselves now as that team that's going to either feast or famine here, and they have to have a perfect offseason. Do they go after a lineman? There's reports that Orlando Brown could be somebody that they are eyeing. They went after him heavily, I believe, in 22 or 23. And sources out there are saying that possibly could be something they do here in 2025 also. Could the Steelers perhaps go after Jair Alexander from the Green Bay Packers in a trade package to get that perfect running mate for one Joey Porter Jr.? There are a lot of things the Steelers could do. What about the playmakers? There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of moving parts. And the answer isn't as simple as some may think. The answer isn't as simple. And when you look at the Steelers, playmakers have to be of utmost importance. But if you don't got a quarterback, what are you going to do? And that is the absolute disaster right there. What I described, what the Steelers are in. Too Evil, Too Hope with the super chat. Let's see what Too Evil got to say today. Stephen A. Smith said, Mike Tomlin deserves an extension, and he is the most knowledgeable football analyst in history. Just give Tomlin a fair chance. Stephen A's off his fucking rocker, baby, if that's what he's saying. I know how we joke about that, and definitely it is funny to sit there and say, and Too Evil and I go back all the time, back and forth with this, and it is funny as shit to say, extend Mike forever and keep him with a lifetime deal, because it is so fucking hilarious, guys, because honestly, this guy has made some fucking blunders, and people want to sweep it under the rug. People want to sweep it under the rug for some reason, and I don't understand the fan base here in Pittsburgh wanting to sweep it. It's not everybody, but a large section of the fan base is so far stuck up Mike Tomlin's ass, they overlook some of the blunders. And that's part of the description of this show today. Did Mike Tomlin make one of his worst coaching hires of his history with the Pittsburgh Steelers? And that's saying something, because he has fucking sucked in the coaching department. He has made some bad hires, man. Maybe he hasn't made bad hires. Maybe he's that bad. Has anybody ever thought of that? Makes you wonder, guys. It makes you fucking wonder. It definitely makes you wonder, man. Definitely makes you wonder. Good to see everybody in the chat. I'm going to try to get going through here. I'm right around where Too Evil, Too Hope, Mark Malone, Browns doing same old. Absolutely. They always do Browns type things. Roberta Campbell, what's up? Zach Curry, 18 years isn't enough. LOL. Too Evil, what is a Tomlin blunder, honestly? What is a Tomlin blunder? It's his career. Short of the first 5 years of his career, Anything after that has been a blunder. This guy has definitely not been as successful as some people want to make him out to be. Some people want to make him out to be God's gift to coaching, and I don't understand that. I can't comprehend where they're even coming up with this bullshit. Yeah, the regular season non-losing streak record doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't have any playoff success. And if you're the Rooney family, what do you base the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise off of? Playoff success, championship success. Just saying. Danny George, Stephen A. Smith, what a joke. He doesn't know the Steelers. No, he doesn't, man. I thought Tomlin was a hard coach like Zimmer. Blunder Thunder from Za. What's up, Tom Ford? Yeah, dude. I don't even know who to compare Mike Tomlin to other than Marty Schottenheimer, a guy that really didn't win a lot in the playoffs, That seems to be Mike Tomlin. But actually, he's a little less than Marty Schottenheimer because Marty actually had really, really good records in the regular season, but just never could get it done. I was dying. I had to go get me a fucking hot test coffee today, boys and girls. I said, I'm not adding 2 mods, Zinger. Sorry, man. I'm not doing 2 accounts with a mod, man. I got to look at it again. I'm busy, bro. I'm busy. I promise. I'll look at it. But I am very busy. I just don't have all the time in the world to just go on there and look at my analytics page, go on there and look at all the, when I get there, I'll get there. I promise I'll get there eventually. But I'm not making 2 accounts for the same person, a moderator. Sorry, bro. I have always been so jealous the Steelers got Tomlin, who was an assistant coach with the Vikings. Would you trade for him or for KOC? Who are you talking about, KOC? Who's KOC? I brain fart sometimes. Put it in there, Too Evil. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Tom Ford, as long as Art Rooney II is breathing, he will most likely keep Tomlin as head coach. Yeah, again, the loyalty sometimes the Steelers display is absolutely gross and sickening. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I'm not talking about it right now. I'm trying to do a show, bro. We'll get there, man. I promise. So just drop it. It's the Vikings' current head coach, Kevin O'Connell. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. I like Kevin O'Connell, man. I do. I think he's successful, but he's not got it done in the playoffs yet either. He's not made it to the Super Bowl yet. He's not won a championship. He's had some teams too. He's had some players. I like him though. I think he's a steady coach. I like his offensive mind. That's who I'd really like. That's what I like. It's all right, man. Yeah, he won Coach of the Year in his 3rd year. I like him, man. I really do. He's young into this thing, too. So it's hard to hold him as the same standard as Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin should know better. Mike Tomlin shouldn't be in year 18 making freaking clock management mistakes on a regular basis. He shouldn't be making the roster mistakes that he makes in terms of who starts, who doesn't, who he replaces, who he doesn't. He just shouldn't be. These mistakes are rookie mistakes that Mike Tomlin makes, guys. His situational football is fucking crazy. His unwillingness to adapt during football games is absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, guys. And in year 18, those mistakes shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be waiting 3.5 quarters of a football game to adjust. I'm sorry, you shouldn't. And then, the last 5 minutes, you're starting to do things better. What are you doing? And then the very next week, you come out doing the same exact thing. Those things shouldn't be happening with Mike Tomlin, guys. They shouldn't be. And if I'm Art Rooney, I would have pulled him in the office 5 years ago and said, buddy, you got to learn how to change. And if you're not going to take this team in the direction that it needs to be going, we're going to have to figure out how to part ways. You're either going to save face and just move on your own, or I'm going to move you on. That's the conversation I would have had. But that's being a real boss. That's being a real owner. That's being somebody that's running the team. That's being somebody that's not going to allow the head coach to dictate the building. Yeah, they should have a lot of power. But, man, you're the owner. And you're supposedly one of the better owners in terms of his history, the Rooney family. You come from great pedigree. You're supposed to control that building. It's what the Rooneys say go. Say, yeah, that didn't sound right. But anyway, forgive me. Yeah, you got to be better, man. And if you don't have that control, you don't have that authority inside of that building anymore, what are you doing? I don't know. The owner should have that authority. And again, the Rooneys have been ultra loyal to Mike Tomlin. And I know we talked about the DEI hire the other day. Is that why the Steelers hold on to him? And I know a lot of podcasters don't want to touch that because they're afraid of being going into sensitive situations or sensitive subjects. But I'll talk about it. And I think it's part of the reason. And I didn't think that before. And again, I told you my feelings, my friends, on DEI and what I thought when the Rooney Rule was put in. I thought it was a good thing at the time. I thought it was a necessary thing at the time. But the league has evolved past that now. You don't need that rule. And if you want to hold on to Tomlin because you created the Rooney Rule, that's not fair to the franchise. That's not fair to the fan base. That's not fair to the players. In my eyes. Now, I may be wrong, but it's something that has to be brought up. You can't ignore parts of the conversation. You just can't do that. And again, I know people are out there that are viewers. If I don't say exactly what you want to hear, you're going to tune off, and that's fine. If I bring up a sensitive subject that you might not agree with, you're going to tune off, and that's fine. But I got to talk about it all. I got to be real. I'm not going to sit here and overlook parts of the conversation for the sake of somebody's feelings. I'm not doing that. I'm not the feelings police. And again, guys, I've spent a lot of my YouTube time trying to be politically correct. And as of late, I've started not to be. And I just want to talk about the real issues and everything that encompasses those issues. Whether it's a tough conversation or not to have, I want to have it because I just feel that it's owed to you guys to hear it. Because you're not going to hear it everywhere else. You're not going to hear those conversations brought up everywhere else. Why? Because people are afraid of it. They want to kiss people's ass for views. And I'm not doing that, man. I'm going to tell the truth. And I've really made that part of my mind up here as of late. I'm going to start to be more forceful with what I want to put out there. I'm not going to try to tiptoe around certain things. I'm not going to try to be so soft. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to continue to go through and definitely talk about those hard conversations. But maybe you guys can double tap that screen, hit that like button for us here. I'm going to continue to talk about the Steelers. The coaching part that I was talking about is the strength and conditioning coach. There's an article out there that I had read. I can't remember who put it out now, but the strength and conditioning coaches of the Pittsburgh Steelers has gotten a very poor grade, and some wonder, has this been the worst hire of Mike Tomlin's era as the Pittsburgh Steelers head man? It might be. Some say that building lacks in that strength and conditioning portion in a big, big way. Oh my God, bring the head coach for 18 years and no postseason for 10 years. He would not have lasted 18 years with any other team. No, any other team would have fired him. And I don't want to compare the Steelers to any other team, and I appreciate what Roberta said. Any other team would have fired him, and she's absolutely correct. But the Steelers are of a different level, and I know some don't want to think that anymore. I think everybody thinks the Steelers are dead and gone, and they're done. The franchise is washed. But the Steelers hold themselves to a different standard. They do business in a little bit of a different way, and I hope that still's true. Because they do have a little bit of loyalty and they don't jump the gun and they don't get over top of themselves real quickly. They try to see how things work out. They try to plan for the future. They try to maintain some stability, and I admire that. But sometimes they allow it to go on too long, and that's why I think there's some external external factors that may not necessarily be football related that may be coming into play here, because I don't know how, if you're the Rooneys, you can continue to watch the same product. And it's not just a couple bad seasons here and there. It's not just 3 or 4 bad seasons here or there. This is mass quantities of time with no playoff success. None. Zero playoff success. This team is not Super Bowl competitive, and I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you would hold on to that and continue to watch that and not question the head coach when you're wondering why the game plans are so simplistic. You're wondering why there is no sense of urgency during a 4-quarter football game. You're wondering why the ultra-conservative nature is constant. You're wondering why Mike Tomlin never hires anybody that could ever bring any fresh ideas in there, that's ever going to go on to do anything else other than be a Steelers coordinator or Steelers assistant coach. You wonder why. You have to start asking yourself these questions, guys. These questions aren't ones that can be overlooked. Daniel Warmer, Tomlin is like them stretch monsters that I had as a kid. Squeeze it until its eyes pop out. Yeah, that's what he's done with the fan base, Daniel. What's up, man? That's definitely a good analogy, actually. Mike Tomlin has squeezed this fan base until our eyes have fucking popped out of our heads. He has. Guys, we're beating our heads against the wall as a fan base, trying to constantly have conversation of what this team can do better, how this thing works, what players they can bring in to make this better. And again, guys, this all rolls back to one thing. And again, we continually in the media overlook it, and it's not brought up enough. And there's some people that'll say, oh, quit bashing Mike Tomlin. That's all you want to talk about. Because that's the answer. That's what fixes this shit, guys. Is getting rid of the fucking common denominator, getting rid of the one steady problem, moving on from a guy that doesn't want to change whatsoever. Nothing. He changes nothing. The game plan is the same for the last 18 years. The schematics are the same for the last 18 years. Nothing changes. Yeah, okay. Somebody will come at me with, oh, I've seen different plays from different coordinators and they did different things. That was different personnel. The premise of the whole thing is still the fucking same. Sorry, it's still the same. And Mike Tomlin says something that's so stupid that makes him look dumb, but yet he continually says it and people applaud it. And that's, we don't live in our fears. You live in your fears every single day. Then you look at a head coach, and I'm going to put some blame on Omar Khan right now. I'm going to put blame on Kevin Colbert. You look at that trio, and you wonder why they've not tried to fix the quarterback situation pre-Ben Roethlisberger. That's their first and foremost mistake before he left. And why they've tried to Band-Aid it since. Why did Kevin Colbert think that it was a good idea to bring Mitchell Trubisky in on a $20 million deal when all we had was one good preseason performance? Did you rely on Sean McDermott's endorsement that much? A head coach of another football team in that league? In your conference? Did you rely on his opinion more than your own eyes? What did you see out of Mitchell Trubisky that would have made you think that $20 million in 2 years was a good fucking idea? Guys, these are the issues. I had high hopes for Russell Wilson. I thought Russell Wilson, he's been a superstar in this league. He's won a Super Bowl. He's played in 2 Super Bowls. I thought maybe there was a chance with Russell Wilson of being really good. I thought that could be a strong possibility. But yet it was just another Band-Aid. He's washed. He's done. And I wanted to give him a great chance. I thought that he deserved the chance to see what he can do. He couldn't do it. And I thought it was a huge mistake during the season, if you watch this channel. When Justin Fields went 4-2, you disrupted the apple cart. You should have just let it play out. You were on a roll. Why do you mess with your team's chemistry? If you're Mike Tomlin, you should know that after 18 years at the NFL level, that chemistry, team rhythm is probably one of the things that are the most important at professional sports, in professional sports at this level of the NFL. Probably the most important thing that people just discount. Rhythm, timing, disrupting the locker room with a bunch of fucking prima donnas, guys that are loaded up with money that think their opinion matters more than it really does, guys that have egos so damn big they can't fit through the fucking front door of the facility, but yet you want to disrupt that chemistry. You want to upset that locker room with a bunch of prima donna idiots in there that are fucking crazy. You want to disrupt that. But that's why you get paid the big bucks. These are the truths, guys. I can sit here and talk your ear off about what wide receiver needs to be put into play, what running back, what quarterback you need to get, what lineman you need to get, what defensive changes you need to get. Let's talk X's and O's, but none of this matters. None of it. Everybody is good in professional sports. Everybody is good. That's a given. What plagues the Steelers is the variables that everybody overlooks. Team chemistry, rhythm, those things overlooked. Coaching, overlooked. Everybody just wants to continue to tell a lie. Guys like Cam Hayward, guys like TJ Watt, guys like Minka Fitzpatrick that play this super coach card with Mike Tomlin. They want to talk about how great he is. But yet, these players are nearing the winters of their career. Well, Minka's still in about the middle. TJ nearing the back half here, the end. Cam Hayward hanging on by a thread. He's never got you anywhere. He's never helped you get anywhere. Actually, he's done the opposite. He's caused you to lose games of significance. These are the issues, my friends. This is from Zah. Stephen A. Smith and NFL analysts don't like the Steelers, therefore their opinions and outlandish QB ideas mean next to nothing. Yeah, guys, if you listen to any of these bullshit analysts on TV that act like they know your football team intimately, you're batshit crazy. I'm sorry. Turn it off. You're not getting the information you want. These guys don't know these teams as intimately. They're talking about all 32 teams, guys. It's very difficult just to talk about one team and know that team very well and know that team's needs, understand the direction that team needs to go with the current personnel that they have in place. It's difficult to do that, let alone all 32 teams. You don't have the proper grasp on the situation. You're going to say just generalized crazy fucking statements that feed clicks, man, that feed views. You're going to make outrageous statements to get views. That's what you're going to do. That's all you're getting from that. You're not getting the real. You're not getting the real. Mr. Pollen, let's keep going. AJ Power Sports, God loves you. Thank you. God loves you. Chad Schrader, what's up? Here we go, Steelers. I had a bad day today. Substitute teacher was the worst. Hey, man, don't cry, anger. Don't ever cry in front of people, bro. Not in public. You can cry with your family. You can do all that. Don't cry in front of people in public. It shows weakness. Don't do that. It's okay to be a man and have emotions, but there's situations. Don't make no teacher make you cry, bro. Why do you hate comebacks? I don't hate comebacks. I know, Tom. I was wondering the same thing. What's up, Tom Ford? Roberto Campbell, if Dan was alive, he would have had that conversation. Art needs to let the children take over the franchise. And here's the thing. We all say that maybe Art needs to step down, let the younger Roonies come in and play ball a little bit. But here's the thing. They've been watching their dad now. They've been watching their uncle now. They've been watching him go at this in a certain way. Maybe they're contaminated too. We don't know. Man, if a teacher hits a kid, they should be fired, man. Now, if you get paddled, that's a different story. I believe in paddling. I think they should whoop more of your asses out there because I think some of you are all out of control. It's the Rooney Rule. Mike Tomlin can never stop being the Steelers head coach, even if, yeah. Mark Malone, the Rooney Roller, has been ruling with an iron fist. It has been. I think it's a stupid thing now. Sorry, Rooney rules were meant to be broken. Steve Winters, what's up, man? Hey, Jason, always a pleasure, my friend. I hope you and your family are doing well. All I can say is I hope the Steelers make the right decisions, and we'll be back in the Super Bowl soon. Yeah, we continue as a fan base to hold out hope, and we continue to watch the same product be wheeled out there year after year, game after game. And there becomes a point that it becomes very discouraging, guys. Very discouraging. It's really tough to watch. The rule, man, the rule. I hate the rules. Break the rules. I hear you, man. I hear you. Roberta Campbell, I just brought that up to the show. That Tomlin has been tested more than fair to Tomlin. Just overstayed his tenure to move on. I agree, Roberta. I agree, man. I'm agreeance with you, definitely. What's up, Justin? Doug P. Some of us knew that Tomlin wasn't that guy when Bill's team started retiring or leaving. Yeah, and after quite some time, that should have been noticed too. Again, guys, nobody wants to ever talk about it, but Tomlin's never won anything with a team of his own. He's fell way short. The best he did was with Lev Bell, AB, the Killer Bees. He made it to the AFC Championship game, and they fell flat on their face. Why? Because he was going up against Bill Belichick. People can say they cheated or not. They studied harder than everybody. And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Sorry, that's just the way it is. That's kind of like an old racing adage. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So it is what it is. You're trying to be better than everybody else. If you want to be a champion, you got to sometimes reinvent rules. You got to be the team that the league makes rules because of what you're doing. You're necessarily sometimes not breaking rules that are currently in place. You're doing things that are innovative that they've never seen before, that they've never been able to have, they've never had to deal with. So you're making rules happen. You're making the league cause these controversies and things of that nature. That maybe you're doing something that you're overstepping your bounds or you're breaking rules. In reality, though, you're not. Sometimes you're just making new ones. Sometimes I think Tomlin has dirt on the Rooney family. I'm sure he does. Roberta, I do respect the Steelers' ownership and loyalty, but Art just doesn't have it in him to run the franchise. He doesn't have the guts, it seems like. God loves you. Go Ravens. Chris Motley, love the setup, man. I'm a Bears fan. My mom is a big Steelers fan. Well, welcome, man. Good to see you. I would love to see Justin Fields get a full season as a starter. Yeah, and again, you guys know my feelings there. Most of you, if you've never watched before, I feel like Justin Fields is the only logical answer right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of what makes sense. It's just the way I feel. Thank you again, Chris, for talking about setup. Appreciate it. But yeah, giving him weapons and seeing what he can do isn't a bad idea. Mike Tomlin is holding back that team. I agree. Did you see where Tom Brady said, as long as Mike Tomlin is the head coach, the Steelers won't win another Super Bowl? I didn't see him say that specifically, Tom, but I did see him and Julian Edelman making fun of the Steelers and their predictability and how sad it is that they run such an elementary fucking scheme, both offensively and defensively. That's pretty sad when the GOAT's out there making fun of your scheme and talking about how shitty you are at preparing. Guys, again, what wins in this league? Was Tom Brady the best athlete? Was Tom Brady the most elite quarterback? The answer to that question is no. What was Tom Brady the best at? Preparing. And I keep trying to tell you that, guys. If you don't have a team that are full of guys that want to prepare and bust their ass and put the team above themselves, it's tough to win in this league. Look at the Eagles. That team played for each other this year. I keep bringing that up as an example. That team came together. They weathered the adversity. They did everything they had to do schematically just to be steady and good. They didn't upset the apple cart and disrupt team chemistry no matter what was being said about them in the media. That coach didn't care. And they were tight, man. Brady is right. Smart football people know that. Yeah, smart football teams know exactly. Smart football players know exactly how to win, man. And guys, what I'm bringing up, this is truth. And again, everybody might want to sit out there and look at every little detail in terms of X's and O's and everything. But when you don't have the key components of a football team, you don't have leadership that's vocal, that keeps the team together. You don't have a leader that's willing to adapt and change. You don't have guys that are going into the film room and busting their ass constantly, that put football in their team above everything. If you're an NFL player or any pro sport, guys, you have to be selfish. You have to be. You can't let external things really come into play. And I know that sounds harsh. And I understand that it's difficult for these guys. I know they're family guys. They have lives too. But if you want to be the best of the best at your craft, you have to put it above everything. That's the only way to do it. You have to sacrifice time with your family. You have to sacrifice everything to be the best. I don't know if it's so much Joey as wearing down, and I respect your comment because it does look like that. You're absolutely right in your assessment. I don't know if that's the case, though. What I think is teams just catch on to the mediocrity. It becomes very easy to prepare for a football team that hasn't changed anything since 10 years ago. You might catch a team and you beat them because, you out-heart them or something, man. You just play with more heart than them and, you get it done. Or maybe your schedule's favorable in certain parts to where you match up really well and you get lucky and you're winning some games. Here's the thing. Even when the Steelers play bad teams, it's nail-biters, guys. They don't beat the shit out of nobody. They don't. They haven't for a long time, man. They don't dominate anybody, ever. There's games that I'll sit here and say, man, this team, we should steamroll these guys. Several times a year. You'll play bad teams, and the Steelers will either lose or barely win. Guys, what's the answer? What's telling you why that happens? This isn't rocket science, guys. You don't need Jason to tell you this. You can see it. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen, hitting that like button here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as always. Don't forget, my friends, don't forget, you see it. It's that 90 jersey, baby. That's signed by TJ Watt himself. If you want to be a part of that giveaway, you got to make sure you're subscribed to the best channel on YouTube. That's right here, Mike Drop Sports. We're going to give it to you real each and every day. Also, guys, you got to be a Mike Drop Mafia member. 99 cents a month. Always will be 99 cents a month. If you want to support the channel, super chats are open. Also, there's other ways inside of the description of the channel page to support our work each and every single day here at Mike Drop Sports. We are here to take over, guys. We got to grow this community to one of the largest, man. It's hard to get into this industry of podcasting, Steelers media type stuff. It's very difficult, man. It's very cutthroat, very difficult to get into it. It's very hard. Very, very hard. There's a few people that are going to reach out and try to come on and help you out. There's very few people that'll do that. There's very few people that are willing to work. They're all afraid of maybe you'll steal views from them or something, so they kind of stay in their own little bubble. But, man, it's very few people that'll go out there and work with you and be very helpful. So you got to dig and do these things on your own. So we got to grow this community on our own, man. We can't rely on anybody to help us. We got to bust our ass, I give props to Big B over at Steelers Almighty. He came on the show. He had me on his show. One of the very few people. I went on Mark's show from Steelers Australia. So, those guys are willing to come on and help you out. He's come on our show. Big B, again, come on ours. So those guys are definitely willing to help you out. And those are the types of creators that you should go out there and support and have real conversations, man. So that's what we got to build this shit on our own. So we got to share, we got to like, we got to subscribe, all that good shit. So let's keep rolling through the chat. This is probably one of the few chats that I go straight down through and I answer all your chat questions until I can't no more. So definitely this is a place that if you want to come to, we usually talk about your comments. Steelers need to move up and get Sanders. This isn't the year, Joey Day, to go up there. 2026 is a more suited year for the Pittsburgh Steelers to do that. Tony, Bud bites his lip. What are you talking about, dude? Robert Road in the house. Tomlin would make a better college coach than an NFL coach. Our Steelers need a better X's and O's coach. Absolutely, man. Though, too, I agree with Robert. He would probably be better suited. His personality, the way he is with the players, would probably far suit college way better than the NFL. But, guys, the league is becoming dumbed down, man. Dumbed down. And that's watering down the product of the NFL. And this RPO shit, the way these schemes are so drab and plain, it's starting to wear me out a little bit. The college football shouldn't be setting the tone. The NFL should be setting the tone. But these teams have so much wrapped up into these quarterbacks that they want them to play from day one. They want to get all the good out of them in their cheap years, And definitely they dumb this shit down a little bit to bring them in and get them going right away. Tomlin is one of the greats. I don't agree, Joey. He's mediocre, man. He has never won anything with a team of his own. The guy backs into the playoffs, usually needs help from another team to get in. When he does get in, he gets embarrassed on a national stage. This guy has done nothing that screams out greatness to me. He hasn't. There is nothing you can talk about with Mike Tomlin that impresses me. Other than the Super Bowl that he won with a team that he didn't build, a team that he inherited, a team that was given to him. He got keys to a Ferrari, and he managed to only get one championship with that Ferrari. He appeared in another one and lost that game. Yeah. What has he done other than that with a team that he had no hand in building? I'm asking, what has he done? The non-losing season streak is stupid, guys. And if you're anywhere outside of Pittsburgh, typically you're going to praise that probably. But if you're here in Pittsburgh or, close to Pittsburgh, or you're inside of the Steelers media, or you're a Steelers podcaster, or talk about football at a everyday level, that's not impressive, guys. That record is stupid. It does not impress me, not even a little bit, not even a tiny bit. Mike Tomlin has one of the premier franchises, one of the cornerstone franchises in the NFL. He has one of the best jobs in the NFL as a head coach, and he's done nothing with it besides fucking waste it. And we can talk about Bill Cowher too, but Bill Cowher had some willingness to adapt, guys. Bill Cowher was not as bad. I don't think so. And I think Bill Cowher had a very rough time building that roster with Kevin Colbert. There were some tough years with Bill Cowher's teams. Tough years. But those were teams that Bill and Kevin built. Those weren't inherited from fucking Chuck Noll. Those were teams Bill and Kevin built. Mike can't say that. Mike has never done that. Blazy, fire Tomlin, I agree. I heard from another podcast that T. Higgins is possibly back in play. I thought the Bengals franchise tagged him. No, they want to franchise him, Tom. T's never been out of play. According to many, there have been conversations with that. That's still a possibility. T. Higgins would be a definite upgrade, guys. One of the more special upgrades. I believe him, A guy like Jair Alexander would be a great trade to make this offseason. But again, 2025 has to be absolutely special for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They cannot afford to make any mistakes inside of free agency or the draft. They just can't. Guys, the Steelers are teetering right now, and I don't think a lot of people want to talk about it. I don't think a lot of people want to realize it or acknowledge it. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are teetering on a fine line right now. Why? Because they make mistakes. They're about to be basement dwellers, and it's going to be very hard to get out of that basement. I am warning you now, guys. The Steelers are a couple bad moves away from fucking blowing this thing up and starting over. I'm just warning you now. The Pittsburgh Steelers have to have a special offseason. And if they don't, they're killing themselves. If they go out there and they would make some type of stupid trade for a guy like Matthew Stafford or somebody else that's older at the quarterback position and give away high-value draft capital this offseason and really be behind the eight ball for 2026 and not be able to go out there and make a big trade in that draft, they're dumb. They're stupid. Let's keep going. Roberta Campbell, another talking head that needs to go away is Jamel Hill. She's horrible. Her latest, she's talking how the real credit for the 470 Super Bowls is Bill Nunn. Bill Nunn was instrumental. I'm not going to lie. Bill Nunn was an innovator. He was part of a team. The Pittsburgh Steelers of the 70s didn't see color. And I know why Jamel Hill's saying that, because Bill Nunn's a black guy. And I understand that. That's why she's saying it. And that's okay. But the Pittsburgh Steelers of the 70s were innovators. They were mavericks in the space of football. Color wasn't something they looked at. That was secondary. They wanted good football players. That's all they cared about. There was no race war inside of the Steelers of the 70s inside of that building. All they cared about was family, being a tight-knit group, and playing football and being good football players and being good teammates. That's all they cared about. And if she wants to start that bullshit, she can start it. But if you guys contribute to it and watch it, that's on you. These people that are race baiters, don't tune into them, guys. The Steelers of the 70s were a special group. They didn't care about themselves and their individual accolades. They cared about a team atmosphere. They cared about making a dynasty. That's what they cared about. That's what this man cared about. Chuck Noll. That's what he cared about. It wasn't about anything else other than winning football games for Chuck Noll. It wasn't about anything. That upsets me, guys. I don't like that race baiting bullshit. I hate it. We're all human. We're talking sports. It doesn't matter what color you are. That pisses me off more than anything. That doesn't matter. All I care about are good people, good football players. That's all I care about in this business. He was, Roberta. Yes, it was a team. It was a team thing, man. No doubt about it. Black and gold. Rooney tells Tomlin to step back and lets his coordinators do their thing. Jump up in the first round for a day one starter, and Khan needs to dig deeper in Rooney's pockets for a free agent wide receiver. It's a start to our 25 year. Guys, they're not going to go get a quarterback this year, black and gold. They are not going to trade up in the draft. There's nobody there that that's in reach for the Steelers, no matter what they do. I'm sorry, guys. And if they would go after a guy like Shedeur Sanders, they're going to have to give up so much. It would destroy their off seasons for the next 3 or 4 years. I'm just letting you know, guys. They will not go after a quarterback in the upper rounds. The Steelers will go after a quarterback in the mid rounds. If a guy like Jackson Dart, a guy like Howard, any of those players are in the middle rounds, they will go after them, perhaps even in the second round. I'm just warning you now, that's where they do it. They don't go up in the first round and do it in 2025. The only way they do any type of significant move up is 2026, and that's if they have no quarterback still on the roster of significance. Lewis says Tom Brady was a very hard worker. Yeah, probably the hardest worker ever, man, in the NFL. That's why he has 7 Super Bowls. All right, guys, you need to double tap that screen. Make sure you are sharing, liking, and subscribing to the best channel on YouTube. That's right here. That's Mike Drop Sports and the Daily Show, Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always. Again, hitting that like button is absolutely free. Make sure you do it. We're going to keep it real here, guys. I'm telling you. 2025 is a new time for Mike Drop Sports. There is no more sugarcoating shit. I'm going to be 1,000% honest about anything. I don't care. There is no conversation that's too difficult to have. I'm not going to have certain conversations because that might hurt somebody's feelings. That's not happening here. If you want the realest Steeler talk on the internet, that's right here. We're going to just talk about it and say what it is. Yes, you need players and coaches who are team first instead of me first attitudes. Absolutely, Roberta. That's where it all starts. You want to know where it starts, guys? Is these combine interviews. That's where it all starts. And you got to take the formality out of it, though, if you're the Steelers or any team for that matter. You got to literally go in there and say, look, guys, when you bring these young players in, you got to say, look, I'm cutting the shit, man. I don't want to hear this prim and proper, coached up bullshit that you've been instructed to come in here and tell me. We're going to talk real shit, man. We're going to sit here. We're going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to have a water, whatever your drink of choice is. We're going to have maybe cut it up, have a little food. We're going to talk real. We're going to be open. You don't have to be, prim and proper in here. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know what you're all about. I don't want to get the coached answer. I don't want the coached answer from you. I want the real answer. I want to know, are you a team player? I want to know, do you have the fucking guts? When shit gets messy, when shit gets hard, do you have the intestinal fortitude to dig deep and not give up? Those are the things I'm looking for. Do you have the stomach for this shit? Because it's going to get fucking real. And we're going to do anything necessary in order to win. And if that's searching for ways to dig through the rule book and create new ways to be innovative, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do things that maybe people don't agree with. Why? Because all we care about is winning football games and championships, adding trophies to that trophy case. And if you don't have that attitude, and if that isn't the way Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan and the rest of that building approach this shit, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's the question. Black and gold agree on everything. Tomlin seems like he goes into games with one game plan. If it doesn't work, he'll never make adjustments till after halftime. And that always doesn't work. It leads to injuries and losses. You got to adjust the whole game, man. Every time your unit takes the field, black and gold, and everybody, every time a unit takes the field, when they come off, we're not just browsing through the Surface tablet and looking at pictures. We're not browsing through that shit. A good coordinator has his whole group there. We're not worried about taking breaks and sipping Gatorade. You're playing fucking 12 fucking plays, dude. You're a pro fucking athlete. Get your ass over here. We're going to talk about the X's and O's. We're going to figure this shit out. We're going to make fucking adjustments. That's what we're going to do. And any good coordinator we'll be doing that. Not walking around fucking hanging out, looking around going, oh God, I don't know what to do. Bullshit! It drives me fucking crazy, guys. Drives me crazy. That fucking shot of espresso is hitting deep. Let's keep going. Tom Ford, it's all becoming clear. Tom Brady won so much because he had prep time. Tom Brady is Batman. Absolutely. Tom Brady sacrificed personal items in his life in order to achieve greatness. And people can't dictate or can't deny that. People can't overlook that. To be great, you have to want to be great. You have to put in the effort, and Tom Brady did that, regardless if you want to call him a cheater or not. And guys, my Steelers took the brunt of that bullshit. They lost so many times under Bill Cowher to Bill Belichick in the playoffs in the biggest moments. Mike Tomlin's lost to him in the biggest moments. My Steelers have paid the price for that, but I agree with what the Patriots did. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Don't sit here and complain about somebody stretching the fucking rules to benefit them. Don't sit here and bitch and whine and moan about it. You go out there and you figure out how to fucking do it. Because if you were doing it, you'd be pumped about it. No, Austin. That'd be a terrible move. Jet, sweet jersey. Thank you. Lewis, yes, Steelers will play down to their competition. If there's a moderator in here, delete little chicken strip. Hold on. I'll remove them. There we go. Goodbye. All right. Let me mod so I can ban idiots like chicken strips. Inger, quit asking me about being a mod, bro. Now you're making it to where I ain't going to do it just because you're asking me too damn much. I hate that more than anything, dude. I have kids that do that to me already. Do not ask me the same question 100 times, man. It just irritates the living shit out of me, bro. I got to be real with you. Again, I am not going to hear something 20 times. It's going to like literally piss me off, man. Quit doing that, please. I beg of you. I don't know who it is, Tom. Roberta Campbell, the Steelers need to trade back as much as they can in this draft to stock up on picks for next year. Absolutely, Roberta. That's what I think the game plan should be. Ruben Stone. If we don't get the Fields deal done, we might be in trouble. I think Skip Fields can be the future and shock the world. There's a possibility, Ruben. You're not wrong. And that's why I think that that's the most exciting way to go. Because I think there is upside, and I think you can prepare yourself for 2026. He won with Bill Cowher's team. Mike Tomlin has always been overrated. He's a DEI hire, the Rooney's rule. Can't argue with you, Lorraine. Zachary, he's talking about Little Chicken. Tom Ford, Bill Cowher was the man. Doug P., the same people rooting for the no losing seasons are firm believers in participation trophies. You want to know what, guys? I throw this on participation trophies. And who brought that up? Doug P. Great bring up, Doug. You know what pisses me off in sports more than anything? And I coach tons of youth sports. But I never, ever, ever put that mind frame into my kids. You're not there just to have fun. I'm not going to sit there and pregame or postgame after a loss and tell you, as long as you're having fun, guys, that's all that matters. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're playing sports to win. What does sports do for you in your life? It teaches you how to toughen the fuck up a little bit. It teaches you how to gain some guts. That's what sports teaches you. Take your participation trophy and shove it up your ass. Again, I coach youth sports. If I finish third or something or fourth, and they try to hand my kids a fucking award for that, I would hand it back to them and be like, don't come near my kids with that shit. You're not going to teach my kids how to be losers or be okay with being losers. And Doug brought up an excellent point. Mike Tomlin has made it acceptable for the players in that building to feel okay with being fucking losers. That it's acceptable. That it's all right. Bullshit. Mike Tomlin is a cancer, my friends. Lorraine, Cowher didn't get a quarterback until Big Ben, and by then he was done. Absolutely. Yeah, he never had a franchise guy. Tommy Maddox wasn't a franchise guy. Neil O'Donnell was almost, not quite, but yeah, Bubby Brister. Back in the Chuck Noll, I think he even played a little bit. Mike Tomczak. So many, man. So many. Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart was ahead of his time. If Cordell Stewart was in this RPO bullshit of today, he'd probably be one of the league's best. He'd be getting paid $200 million. That's just the facts. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he did, Za. He gave me kindergarten energy. Steelers 05 defense was great. Tristan's Vids, what's up? Lauren, Mike Tomlin had Big Ben for years and only got one Super Bowl. Absolutely, Rain. It was unacceptable. You had a Hall of Fame quarterback. Awesome. Glad you're a Steelers fan, James. They are not. Mila Meter, 215. You got to blow it up and start young. I'm all about getting younger, guys. I never want to get older. You guys know my feelings. We talked about that a great deal last summer. Robert Road 2026 might be a year for a quarterback if they finally have a losing record in 2025. I do think Sanders is a guy worth trading up for, but how far the Steelers would need to move up makes it highly unlikely. Absolutely, Robert. You packaged that exactly how I would say it right there, man. No doubt about it. You're spot on with that. You're not going to be able to move up. The amount of capital you have to give up to go get Shedeur Sanders is crazy. I love Shedeur. I think he's probably one of the better ones in this draft, no doubt about it. I love the way Shedeur is. I love the fight in that young man. I love the way he comes out there and prepares, the way he works at his craft. I love it. Cowher's 10 times better than Tomlin. He lost AFC titles. Yeah, he lost AFC titles. He definitely made it way farther. He didn't lose in the first round all the time. Fly Eagles Fire from Daddy Chill. Shout out to you from Tristan Vids. We need franchise quarterback, period. Ain't no coach going to win without that. Arthur, yes, definitely. I'm not discounting that they need a franchise quarterback, but Mike Tomlin had a fucking franchise quarterback. Don't say dumb shit. Oh, you need a franchise quarterback. What the fuck do you call Ben Roethlisberger? He's a Hall of Fame fucking QB. And you won fucking barely anything with him. You wasted the last part of his career. You wasted the last 10 years of his fucking career doing fucking nothing. Guys, this is the truth. This ain't lies. I don't want to hear Mike Tomlin didn't have a franchise quarterback. He fucking had one. I'm sorry. I got to tell the truth, Arthur. Don't say dumb shit, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it, bro. We are in here. 100. What's up, Jonathan Stevens? Is there a moderator in here? Please get rid. I got rid of him. Robert Rowe for 2026 to be the year to go all in on a quarterback means they would benefit to go 5-12 or 6-11 or worse in 2025. You know what? Honestly, they might need that. I never want to do that, but they might need it. She still has a job. Yeah, she does, man. Daddy Chill, was this the Iron Curtain team? You can't pay Jamel Hill any attention. She is a yeast infection. Yeah, she's like a dirty yeast infection in your armpits from not bathing. That's what Jamel Hill is. They should keep Fields, in my opinion. He's got a lot of potential from Daddy Shields. Fields' his guy. How about the Pit Q for Millimeter? Oh, the Pirates. I got to go to a Pirates game with my kid, man. Oh, I hate it. I don't mind spending time with him. It's his field trip for school. I love being around him, but I hate the Pirates because I poured so much money into the Pittsburgh Pirates. So much. I went to so many games. I spent so much money on playoff tickets when they were in the playoffs. I went all in. I was going to like 20 games a year, and I'm not talking fucking upper deck seats where your nose is bleeding. I'm talking behind the bench, behind the dugout. Really expensive tickets, man. Pouring my family summer into that. And we loved it as a family. We went there. The kids got balls. They loved the atmosphere of the ballpark. They loved the idea of going. My kids were little at the time. My wife's dad would come with us. We did so much, man. They were magical summers. Great summers. And they went and flopped, man, and they won't spend no money. They have no willingness to keep trying. They have no willingness to build this roster. And I stopped. I quit. I was done. Do I root for any other baseball team? No, because the Pirates are still my team, but I'm not going to contribute to the fucking chaos inside of that building. I'm not going to contribute to an owner that doesn't want to do anything. I'm finding myself to be like that here soon with the Steelers. Fucking Rooney ain't doing shit. Why do I keep pouring money into it if you ain't going to fucking do shit? I don't like the Steelers. I like the Eagles. Oh, thanks, Saquon. I wish that was really Saquon Barkley. Hey, Saquon, you want to come on Mike Drop Sports? Email me, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. Come on over, baby. I'd like to talk about your stuff from the Super Bowl year. I don't want the team to trade up at all this year for any position. Trade back, yes, next year they need. Yes, absolutely, Roberta. Agree. I don't think quarterbacking this year is a priority. Guys, they're going to draft defensive linemen, a quarterback in the mid round, a cornerback. Don't discount any type of running back that's taken, and definitely any skill position players are on the board. Literally, though, defensive line is going to be a priority. That's what's going to be the main priority. All right, guys, double tap that screen for us here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. As one commenter put it, you got to have a fucking quarterback. He never had a franchise quarterback. Flag! Flag! 15 yards! Arthur, guys, I got to call this guy out. I don't care if you unsubscribe either, dude. I gotta call you out. You always got some sort of dumbass comment to put on here. You always got something negative to say, acting like I'm so dead wrong. You make yourself sound so dumb, dude. I gotta call you out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are always so hung up. You're the one that said, oh, all you do is go so hard on Mike Tomlin because he's a fucking dumbass. Why? I'm not apologizing for that shit. He's a dumbass, Arthur. Ernie Lopez. His teams were physical. 1994 was the best team he had. I think they beat the Niners. Yeah, they were physical, bro. You're right, Ernie. Roberto, we did that. Agree, I don't think we did that. Zach Curry, thanks for showing the Steelers love. Malik Neighbors, what's up? Za with the cool emojis. Lorraine Davidson, they're wasting TJ Watt's best years under Tomlin. Yeah, they've wasted the best defensive player in the world's fucking whole career, basically. The man has never won a fucking playoff game. Also, don't forget, guys, get yourself in that drawing for the signed TJ Watt jersey. It's something you got to do, my friends. 99 cents a month. You can find that in your couch cushions. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the most honest and best channel on YouTube. That's right here. That's Mike Drop Sports, the live show, Steel City Live. We're here. We're taking over, baby. Nothing but truth coming here. And again, I don't even mind calling people out anymore. Again, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say the truth. I'm from South Philly. And my next door neighbor is a diehard Steelers fan. He's cool. That's from Mila. Oh, that's awesome, man. Austin, I heard Matthew Stafford could be quarterback on the Steelers. We said no to that. Mr. Wide, man, Tomlin won his Super Bowl because of winning team. That wasn't his. Absolutely, I agree. Hold on, guys. I'm getting through here. All right. Get him, Jason, Lorraine. Brady was a team and win first guy. They all look for the upper hand to win. Zachary, did we lose a defensive player recently? No, not that I know of. Oh, yeah, they released Preston Smith. Yonu, what's up from New Jersey? When is the NFL? April. I don't know the exact date. April. You think Stafford's staying with the Rams? I think it's just a mistake to go out there and try to get an old guy, man. You're giving up too much, man. Can I be a mod? No. Sorry, D. Ruiz. I've never seen you before, man. Mods are people that have been with me for a long time. Zachary, do you think we'll lose Harris? Yeah. Keeping Najee Harris shouldn't be a priority. I'm sorry. Black and Gold, I love this channel because of the real fan talk. My pops was born in Allegheny County in 1960s. Blue-collar worker. That's instilled in me. So the Myron Copes wave daily. Absolutely, baby. I love it, man. That's cool. Your pops was an AG guy. Allegheny County. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate it. Black and Gold, do you have shows during the games like Steel Twins? I'd rather come over to this channel and watch the game with you. I do not. I watch the games and I'm pretty intent with them, and I just never have. We'll see what 2025 has. But my kids watch the game with me. I have a 10-year-old now, 16-year-old. They watch the game with me, and that's time usually I spend with them, so I don't normally do it. I might do it a couple times next year. Zachary, you want Browns? They suck, Zachary. Mike Miller in the house. We ain't seen you in a long time, Mike. Agree, putting on a black and gold doesn't mean you're a Steeler. It used to mean something, but lately it seems like an easy paycheck, like we're the Redskins of the Dan Snyder area, and pisses me off. Yeah, and when you put on the black and gold, baby, when you lace up, that should mean something to you. That should put a fire in your belly. And if it doesn't, you're in the wrong fucking business, guys. You're in the wrong business. What's up, sleeping lady? Are we some new players? Is Justin Fields still in the Steelers team? Or are we getting a new quarterback? Mike, what happened to you? Do you watch? You got to come to Mike Drop Sports, baby. We give you all these answers. Green Day 1. 3 Steelers head coaches in my life. Noel Cowher, Tomlin, crazy. Ernie, best defense was 1994. Lost to the Chargers in a fluke game. I remember that Chargers game very, very well. I remember the down near the goal line, throwing it, trying to get it to Barry Sanders to win the game. Yeah, I remember the big pass play the Chargers hit late in that game. Also, 93.7 a fan out of Pittsburgh. You still owe me fucking concert tickets because I answered when the Steelers played the Indianapolis Colts and Harbaugh threw the Hail Mary. Which player dropped that pass? I answered that question, that trivia question, live on the air. They went nuts because I knew it. It's Aaron Bailey. And I never got anything for it. Y'all are a bunch of fucking ripoffs. Letty, Steelers are going to have a horrible season next year. The defense just isn't strong at all. 93.7 a fan. If you want to make that up to me, bring me on. Let me talk Steelers. Let me straighten you guys out a little bit. Apollo's flag was fried. Dre Brown, no wide receiver 2, got to be painful. Steelers must do what the Bills did. Everyone eats. Oh, yeah, you got to spread the ball around. Absolutely, man. All right, guys, double tap that screen. We're always chasing 100 likes. Oh, we've been going for a long time. All right, I'm going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to stop it. Yeah, if I didn't get to your chat comment, I apologize. What's up, Danny? Good to see ya. Brandon DeBrand, what's up? I ain't even going to read your comment. I'm sure it's something negative. Leedy, what's up? I'm just making sure I say what's up to some people. Okay, I did. All right. Thank you guys for all joining us. We appreciate it so very much. Your support is absolutely pivotal here at the channel. If you didn't watch it now, you can watch it later once it uploads. So if you're just joining us here at the tail end of the show. But we are back on the grind here at Mike Drop Sports. So make sure you are here daily. Get your comments in there early because I just go straight down the list. So if you want your comment for sure read, make sure you're in here early, hitting that like button, or you can super chat and I'll see it. Those are the 2 ways to get your comment for sure read. But I definitely make an effort to get everybody involved in the show. We were supposed to do phone calls tonight. I forgot about that. We're going to do that tomorrow, guys. I'll put out a little thing with our link to our Facebook page. That's how you're going to call us. So we're going to do it on there tomorrow for sure. I got to go get my kid from work. So I got to bounce off of here. We tried now. But anyway. Look forward to that tomorrow. Somebody's going to have to call in, even if it's a couple people. We're just going to try it out and see if it works, see if it is too weird with the sound. So we're just going to try it out, get you guys on the air, and try to see how that works. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Peace, my friends.